Happy Win-Win Wednesday, Mom.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. We're here. I'm with my mama. I thought, oh my gosh, Mom is in town. Let's put her on the spot. On the spotlight. Oh my gosh, my mom is so amazing. And I don't just say that, I really mean it. If I say it, you guys should know and feel that I really mean it. My mom is such an amazing example, such a role model in my life. She's taught me so many things. We're so very different, but because of that, we learn, and I feel like we grow so much together too. And she's really helped shape me into who I am, to this big heart. So today we're going to talk about that. I woke up this morning, Mom, and I was like, oh my gosh, what are we going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? And usually I like to have a plan, right? I love to plan things out. Like I have millions of these things called booklets and journals and planners, so I can plan my whole life and just have structure, right? And then for this, it's meant for just people to really connect with us on a real level, you know? And so I don't want to put too much pressure on like what we talk about, but I do want to bring value. So there's a little pressure in that, you know? But I think like we have a lot of real stories in our life, Mom, that we should be open to sharing. And because I feel like there's a lot to be learned in the experiences of others. And sometimes that could really change someone's life. That could really save someone's life. And sorry, my phone is going off. And I can't turn it off because we went to the beach the other day, Mom, and I got so much sand in it. So I want to apologize to the world right now if it goes off, okay? But stick with us. We want to also say Happy Entrepreneurs Month, Happy Entrepreneurs Day yesterday. All you world changers out there, it's not an easy solopreneur life, right? It's not an easy life. And my mom was an entrepreneur too. She still is. My mom's been a hairdresser for how long, Mom?
From 1986.
86. I was 3 years old.
34 years.
Wow, 34 years.
But I'm still going on.
She's still going on. She still got it going on. She's still doing hair. You can see it in mine, right? But yeah, Mom, so then you started working, doing hair 34 years ago.
Yeah, from 1986.
My gosh, how old are you, Mom?
Oh my gosh, let's see. I think 29.
Wow.
29.
About 29. Oh my gosh,
No,
amazing.
I think 29, 30, I think.
Wow.
Yeah,
I was 3.
Years. Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I was 3 years old when you started. What do you love about it?
I think from the beginning, I go to college for drafting, for education, but because I have my back problem, I didn't know what's that cause problem, because I cannot sit that long. But whenever you're drawing, you have to bend your body into the drawing things. But my back have a problem. I don't know until I have a car accident. And then I go to take x-ray and they say, oh, you know what, your spinal is not normal. You have the extra small one growing out, just like you have a sick finger.
Wow. Is it like your disc?
Yeah, my disc, the last one. And then that's the reason why I cannot bend. I sit very straight, I cannot bend long. And then since then, I say, oh, maybe I go to for hairdresser. And then since then, I really love my job. Because I had to find somebody to find a job they love.
Yes.
But I love my job.
So what?
But I'm from crying to death from the beginning.
Oh.
Work to my butt off. From the beginning, it's so hard. I say I try to give up a few times already, but I say, how can I survive? How can I make a living to support myself, my kid, and family? In this country, from the beginning, it's so hard. Everything starts from the A to Z, right?
Yeah.
And I remember the first month I'm working, I make $600 a month. And then I'm working from 9 a.m. in the morning until 7 p.m. Even they close at 7, but I stay there until 8 because I have to clean up.
Oh my gosh.
And then I off only Wednesday. Wednesday, the day I treat my children.
Happy Wednesday, Mom. Today's the day. My mom and I used to spend Wednesdays all the time together.
Yeah, because Wednesday the shop is closed. That's only one reason. And working 6 days a week, $600 a month.
On your feet. How many hours is that?
My finger cracking because solution, this and that. I'm crying to death. Sometimes I'm crying with
with
my husband and he say, oh, just give up because your finger cracked like this. How can you work? I have to wear the glove to work on the next day. But I'm so lucky. My husband helped out a lot. He's a cook and see my finger like that. He clean. He do everything. He's such an awesome man. I cannot find another one better than him.
Oh, you're so sweet, Mom. Gosh, you're such a strong
And then working so
woman.
hard and try to save. Asian orientation
Asian.
is always. My mom raised us very well. How much money you make, I don't care. If you earn $10, you try to save $3 on the side. Just forget about $3. You just
pay yourself first.
Yeah, you just think, okay, you make only $7. I'm working $600, but I'm trying to save $200 on the side.
Wow, Mom. Wow.
Not easy at all. Because even sometimes a kid want to have McDonald's, I say, oh, just go. On the way come back, I will buy. I just let them ignore it to buy, to eat and save money. Set $200 on the side. Don't touch it. I'm not.
Don't look at it.
Don't look at it. That's not the money. And then since then, I'm proud of myself after that and make it a little bit harder and harder and save a little bit more and more until how many years after? 10 years after. Right?
10 years of saving $200.
But of course, my income growing every day. 6 months after that, I'm working my own. I'm asking for the owner. I say, can I work in my own? If I make more than 600, you don't have to pay me 600. But if I make less 600, you pay me 600. But the first month when I'm start working my own, from 600, I make 1,000 already.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm working very hard. But I love my job anyway, but cry to that. Because some people, they throw out the money, they're asking you too much, and they know you are a helper. That's why they not even trust you to touch their hair. Even washing, they don't want me to wash their hair. But I'm still force myself to work. Sometimes tear out when I'm washing their hair. But on the other hand, I have some customers, they're so generous. They know I'm new, but they give me tips on the side.
Oh,
you were doing good. You were doing good. You were success.
Oh.
And then after that, I'm doing well. Then I go my own from 600 to 1,000, and a month after go to 600 to 1,200.
Wow,
and after double.
Oh my gosh.
And until 6 years after that, I'm stays long. 6 years after that, I think, time for me to fly away from my nest.
Yes, use your wings, Mom. Use your wings.
And then I bought the new salon. I live in downtown. I work in downtown. From downtown to my new salon, far away.
Yeah.
Have to be 40 minutes away. You can bring your client to 45 minutes away from the old salon when I'm still new. But I say, I feel positive. I feel very confident about myself. Even I go there, I have 0 customer from my salon. But from the first month,
because you couldn't take your clients.
I take my clients.
Okay.
But I have to sneak out from the customer, from the owner, because I don't want to let them know I'm open my salon. They will kick me out right the day I'm planned, right? I'm go to there. I'm working I bring some customer myself. But from the first month I'm on the salon, I already make 2,000.
Oh my gosh! So you went from 600
to 2,000.
Oh, wow.
For the first month, that means the first month when I'm open my own.
And that took 10 years, you said, right? About 10 years to open up your salon?
No, 6 years. 6 years after that, I already opened.
Oh, okay. So after 6 years, okay.
Yeah, and then from there, I go my own. And the year number 10, right? I say, I have to share my life. It's not easy. I share with my brother-in-law in the house for 3 bedroom, 4 bedroom. He take a master bedroom. We have 3 bedroom.
Right.
For share 4 of us.
Right.
And then year number 10, because they married, but they have no kid. Of course, they save money more better than us. And they say, time for me to buy the house. They say, oh my God, how can I survive if I stay here to rent the house? I remember we pay $1,100 for renting the home by that moment. And he said he bought a house. He go to buy the house. I said, oh my God. In my mind, by that moment, I'm not thinking I will buy the house. How can I? Right? Even I save good money, but I'm scared, of course. And I said, okay, you go to buy the house. We go to take a look on the house as well. And we go to take a look at the house. And I say, I give the agent, I'm very good about this. I'm not looking for the good house. I'm looking for the budget I have. I say with the agent, just looking for the house 220 and under. I don't want to looking for 230 or over. Don't take me go, because if I go, I will love. How can I afford, right?
Smart. Yes.
But even though 220, but finally I bought the house 230 because 220 is a lot of fixing. That's why I say, 230. Should I? I think twice, 10 times. Cannot sleep. Me and my husband cannot sleep. And should we go for it? And then finally we make decision to buy the house 230. And we put down 30%.
That's amazing.
30%.
Back then too? What year was this, Mom? 1996, right?
1996.
96.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Coming
and
from
I
nothing, not a word of English.
No, not at all. And 230. And we put down 30%, right?
Yeah.
And we bought the house.
Amazing.
I say, how can we make a payment? Because the payment, $1,100, exactly the same price of the rent in the house. I say, at least we can claim tax or something.
Yeah.
And then by that time, it's that working $5.50 an hour from the starting. When I earn $600 a month, he earned $5.50 an hour. It's so hard. We have only one car.
Wow.
So hard, very hard. But we love our life. We are very happy next couple. And then by the time we bought the house, that's the agent. The agent, after we done with all the paperwork, and he the one working for real estate and life insurance as well.
He did both. That's so smart.
And he say,
that's smart, actually.
Do you ever think you will buy life insurance just in case if you pass away and the kid have money to pay the house? I said, no, I don't want it. Don't talk about life insurance right now. I'm just focused on the house. I just bought the house. I'm thinking about the payment. How can I thinking about life insurance? No, don't talk about life insurance. But he keep talking and talking few times until we sign out the paper, all the everything in escrow, everything we start payment. And I remember he still come back. I feel sorry for him though. He still come back few times, talk about it. But I still deny him. Because I don't know how can I survive with pay like this and pay life insurance.
But then eventually you did
I think
proceed.
a year after.
But
not from him. I feel better. From somebody else. One of your father needs something. She bought insurance and she bring agent come over the house. Say, you don't have to buy. He just come over to talk to you about it. For some reason, by that moment, I said, okay, check it out. How much I pay and how much for husband pay. And by that time, I pay only $80 for 100,000.
But then that was a lot. You have to
remember, 100,000. By that how I bought the house, only 230,000. And I bought the life insurance, 100,000. Just like right now, you buy 500,000 for now, right? Because the house right now $1 million. I buy is 100,000. Just like you guys buy a policy 500,000 for this moment, right? And I pay, and then I say, should I? I let she go home, and then she keep coming back and coming back. Finally, we
follow up. The importance of follow up.
Yeah, following up, and finally we bought.
And she made you feel comfortable enough, right, for you to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I bought the life insurance since then. It's good. And I'm proud of myself. 10 years after that, I paid off my house.
That's amazing, Mom. 10 years and she paid it off. That's some discipline, right? That's some mental toughness.
A lot. Because sometimes I have to make myself, my husband and I have to make decisions. The money I'm put on the side, doesn't mean the money, forget about that. That's money, not resist.
Yeah, don't
resist. And then I can pay off the house. After my husband lost his job. And then I said, time to pay off the house. I pay off the house.
Oh, so you paid off the house after Dad lost his job, even.
Yes.
That's that time, amazing. I didn't realize that, Mom.
By that time, gosh, I think the house, I think every month I'm putting in extra to
That's
principal.
another tip, guys.
Yeah.
Make a higher payment towards your
Because
principal,
like I
right?
put
Anything over
1100,
goes into principal.
I
Yes,
pay 500 extra to put
it's
it in
amazing.
to the principal. That's why from 30 until go down to 15 year, and 5 year after
Wow.
that, yeah, I pay off.
Yeah, I remember
in
Dad taught
7
me that even as I was a little girl. He'd tell me like what he was doing. I was like, that's such an amazing, smart plan, right? Otherwise, you just
That's why I'm tell all my customer or whoever I know. They say, "Oh, I don't know how long I can pay off." I say, "If you really want to pay off, you can pay off. Just put the money. You don't have to make the what do you call the refinance to 15 years, because 15 years sometimes you have to admit it. Sometimes you never know. This month
if
you
it's
have
gonna
to,
happen.
next month you don't have. You put on the side and you whatever extra you put it in a principal. Every year, the end of the year, the statement you can tell how much it go down. That's just good.
That's amazing. So many tips here. I hope you guys are getting a lot out of this. My mind is blown by everything I'm learning from my mom. She's such a go-getter and just didn't give up. I mean, her hands and fingers were cracking, guys, from all the chemicals, from the hair doing. And she wanted to give up so many times, but she had very limited options because of her health concerns with her back issue and not being able to like sit for long, you know? So imagine what other options are out there that you could be standing all day. And then you think that's like a good thing, but then that led to other problems too, right? Like leg problems, feet problems, and all that stuff. And but you kept going. What kept you going, Mom? Like, why did you love and why do you still do what you do? Like, what?
The first is I love my job.
But why?
I'm very happy when the customer is so happy and send me the text, right?
Yes.
Thank you for your job. You do amazing job. I always here to support you, Lana. Even right now, I still have that.
I love that, Mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the reason why I cannot retire right now, because I still love my job and the customer is still supporting me. Very good.
Oh,
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm working very limited time, but I still make good.
Yeah.
I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, and it all from not giving up.
Yeah,
and all the tears that she cried, you know.
Yeah, but now sometimes now tear because of happy tears.
From sad tears to happy tears. I understand, Mom. I've cried a lot in the process of this journey for me too, and it has not been easy. You know, we're growing into our leadership. We're growing into who we need to become, right? It's toughening us up in ways that, you know, maybe another job or another thing that you'd be doing would not have these opportunities of growth like in what you did, right? And in what I'm doing too. Trust me, there have been many times where I'm like crying like, oh my gosh, did I do enough?
Yeah.
Right? Could I have done better? And those are good conversations to have, like honest conversations to have, like, is there something I could have done, right? Could I have done better? Could I have served better? There's always like a fine line, Mom, too, between like really, did I do enough, or would this be too much? Am I, we're in this position of serving and helping, but sometimes, right, it feels like we don't want the other person to feel uncomfortable either.
Exactly.
Right. And so there's like an art to it, right, Mom? An art to like how you serve and doing it with your heart. And so today when I woke up, I was like, hey, what am I going to talk about? And then that quote came to mind. And I looked it up and I was like, is this like, am I recreating something that's already been created? And I couldn't find anyone with the same quote that I came up with, Mom.
Yeah.
And the quote is, an open heart opens minds and opens doors. Can you guys see that?
Cute. So simple but meaningful.
Isn't that so perfect? An open heart opens minds and opens doors. Like without an open heart, I feel like there's no way your mind can open. There's no way that can open, which leads you to more closed doors, right? And I think like the only way you can get there is if you continue to open your heart, no matter how much it hurts.
Exactly.
You know, I went through a thing a few months ago, Mom, and I have like, obviously great sets of friends. And what I love about my friends and my tribe, Mom, is that we could talk about everything. Like we may have different political views. We may have different religious views. We may have different whatever views, just about life. But we can have those conversations because there's so much love. With love, I feel like you can do anything, you know? And we talked about things, and I was going through some like heartache. I was like, oh, should I do this? Should I not? Because I know I'm like the rescuer, right, Mom? You know me. I love to rescue.
Yeah, me
Guys,
too.
right? And then, right, Mom?
Exactly.
And so I was going through this battle, like, oh my gosh, this is leading me into places that are dark, that can sometimes be very dark, And then I was advised by people that love me and that care about me and don't want to see me hurt again. They're like, you should really reconsider your approach to life, even, and it's not like in such direct words, but to make it more succinct so that we can all follow. Or like, maybe you should start really thinking things more thoroughly through before, and I'm like, when I lead with my heart, Mom, I don't just throw my head out the window, right? But do I lead more with my heart? Yeah, absolutely. When I feel like someone could be helped, I want to help them. If someone's like, basically, I could feel them crying for help, like I could feel it. Like, yeah, let me help you. Of course, I could help you. So let me do it. Why not? Why not? Right? That's like life purpose is to help, serve, and to love, that's God, right? He's all love, all love. And so you got to do those things, or you should be doing those things. And those things feel good, right, Mom? Like what you were saying, how when you make your clients happy, it makes who happy? You happy. It makes you happy, right? And so I was going through that and I was like, oh my God, what do I do? I'm being advised to like start using my head only. And I was like, so stuck, Mom. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I guess I'm going to have to try leading with my head, because apparently leading with my heart is not working. It's not working. And there's this thing called insanity. And I think there's a quote about it too, from Albert Einstein. And he says, insanity is when you're like doing the same thing over and over, trying to get a different result, right? So then you got to try something new to get a different result, right? You got to change the process to get a different result. So I was like, okay, well, that's a sign. I need to start just using my mind. And so I did that, Mom, for like a week. And I was so tired. I was so tired, Mom. I was thinking, I already think a lot, right, Mom? We both think so much. And I was thinking to the point of like confusing my heart and confusing who I am. And then I had a heart-to-heart with twin Christelle. And she's like, why are you doing that? Those are their rules. Those are not your rules. And I was like, oh, you're so right. And then I started to look around, right, Mom? And I was like looking at, and not to compare or judge, right? This is just like perspective and us having a real talk right now. I started looking around, and the people that gave me the advice, right, to like just use my mind and like, really just be careful, be extra careful, be extra skeptical, be extra this, extra that. I look around and I'm like, your life is way more lonely than mine. It's more empty. And I don't mean that in a bad way. Some people love that. Some people prefer that life, to not have like as many people around them. You know what I mean? And to have those connections. They need just a couple connections and they're good. And that's all, that's all your life and all your choice, and it's freedom. That's the beauty of freedom. But for me, like, I love connection. I love real connection, right? I need it. I need it. And so I looked around and I thought, oh my gosh, my heart has led me to the most beautiful things. And that includes all of you. All of you. And I want you to know that, like all of you. And have we had maybe some turmoil or some maybe like questionable things that have happened in our lives, maybe, right? But has there ever been a question about love? Like, has it ever been a question of like love not being there? I would like to hope and believe that there was always love. And there should always be love, right? Because love leads to the most beautiful things that maybe we never thought were possible. Like Mom, when he advised you, right? You're a real estate agent. He helped you through the process. You did that. And then he was like, oh, you should look into, thank you. Thanks. Oh, Jijup is here too. Hi, Amy. Hi, Blanca. Hi, Wales. I'm so excited that you guys are here. Like, you were not very open at the time, but eventually you became open, right? And then that led into you and Dad getting protected for us. And I'm so grateful that you made that decision, Mom. I'm so grateful, because it is a hard conversation to have, right? Life insurance, it sounds all scary and stuff. I get it. I know. I was there. I was there too. But it's crazy how the fact that you said yes to it, eventually the time was right. The agent followed up. And you're like, okay, now I'm more ready financially too. Because you just, started the payment on the house. Yes. That's a lot. It's a big responsibility. Probably like the biggest financial responsibility for most families, And then 20 years later, Dad passes away. Yeah. And it wasn't that simple, right? It wasn't like, oh yeah, 20 years later he passed away. No, he actually had a lot of health issues. Yeah. He had so many health issues, and it was an expensive process, right, Mom? The last few years, he was in and out of the emergency room, guys, over 20 times. And my mom is a hairdresser. She doesn't have employee benefits.
I have to pay a lot for health insurance.
Yeah, it's
I
all out
still
of pocket.
remember the last month before I'm stopped, because after that we divorced. But before that, I have to pay insurance to take care of health insurance. Mm-hmm. I remember the last month I pay $1,100 monthly to Kaiser, but I have to pay that much for what do you call deductible $6,500 to make the premium $1,100. If I take cheaper,
that's crazy.
If I go cheaper,
like lower deductible,
higher premium, I cannot. I pay $1,100, and I have to pay $6,500.
That's so crazy.
And I always pay more than that because he in and out in hospital so many times.
So many times.
But,
okay.
Life, we have to take whatever is give us, right?
Yeah, life is crazy.
Not easy, but luckily I have a good health. Mm-hmm. To working hard.
Yes.
To support him until the day he died. He's such an amazing man. Mm-hmm. I still miss him.
I miss him too, Mom. And may my dad's legacy live on through all of this, because I never saw myself in finance. Never thought I was going to be a life insurance agent, right? But then when you learn the truth and you have these experiences that push you into like what I feel like my purpose, like you take your real story and you share with others, and may it serve many, many, many more people and families. Right? Because we didn't know about this. I mean, at this time, I had given up my career. I was making multiple six figures, right? And I gave it up. And so I felt bad, Mom, that in this time when she was going through financial turmoil and devastation and emotional devastation with losing my dad, right, that I couldn't do anything. I couldn't help financially. And that really sucked, that sucked for me, because I'm that person that wants to give and help. Of anyone, of course, my parents, right? Of anyone, of course, my immediate family, And then it was my time to get scared, but also it pushed me, right? It pushed me, and having that conversation was so important. So Dad passes away, you get the check, and they say now it's tax-free. And that was the eye-opening moment, right? Mm-hmm. Eye-opening moment about money. I mean, I have a business degree. I've said this many times, but maybe not everyone chimes in every week to take from the other, real talks that we have. Mm-hmm. But I have a business degree. I had a 6-figure career. I had to take finance classes to graduate. I have a cum laude degree, right? I graduated with, honors, right? Not a summa cum laude, but like, hey. And I was working a job too. I got a great job and got my feet wet in like real estate consulting for new homes. And then I got recruited, and then I worked up and then got this great career. And I was happy doing what I was doing because I loved it too. Just like you, Mom. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy until other people around me are happy. That's when you feel really fulfilled, right? And I think that's really important for us to have that fulfillment. Mm-hmm. And may you have that every day in what you do, And if you don't, be open to change, and it doesn't have to be a drastic change, but being more open to like maybe finding a project that you love where your heart just sings so that you can have that fulfillment and you could be happier too, you know, and the people around you that just, I think it brews and it just multiplies, you know. But anyway, so then I learned things that I wish I knew before. Okay. And so I'm going to go over that with you because I just want you guys to take away some value, right? In really how we serve and how I serve families in a way that I never thought I would ever do. But when I learned this stuff, I thought, oh my gosh, everybody needs to know this. Everybody needs to know this. Okay. And I do this weekly. So if you want to learn more, you can sign up at winningforgood.com. Okay. There's like a contact page. You can fill that out. You can request my time. Really fun. I try to make it fun. And you know me, if it's not fun, I'm out. Right? If it's not fun, I'm out. So here's a reality. I was making 6 figures, knew none of this. I had a 401k. I did not understand what it meant, really. I really had no idea. And so you got things that are going to be taxed now, as in taxed annually, right? You got things that are going to be taxed later. And then, I mean, some that are going to be tax advantaged, right? Or exempt. Got it? So there's 3 categories when it comes to saving your money and where you're going to invest it. So depending on where you're investing it, it's going to be taxed differently. So like your traditional savings account, Mom, what are you earning right now?
0.002.
We don't even know how many zeros. We can't even say the zeros. It's confusing. It's dizzy. It's like, how many zeros?
Cents.
It's crazy, right? So we're talking 0.01%, which is like a multiplier of 0.0001.
I know.
It's insane.
So sad.
It's insane. Or you can invest, you know, directly in stocks, mutual funds, which is a basket of stocks and bonds, right? And every year your money grows, you're going to have to pay what?
Tax.
Yeah, capital gains tax. Every year you realize gains, you're going to have to pay capital gains tax, and we're talking upwards of 20%. It's kind of crazy, So savings, mutual funds, stocks, right? Capital gains. So imagine for a lot of people that don't know any better, they have all their money in the bank because we feel like it's safe. It's what we're used to. We have to have our money there. We have to have our money there. We can't rent a home. We can't buy a house unless we prove that we have enough in savings. So we have to have our money there. And when you get paid, it needs to go into your account directly, right? So you got to get paid there and you put it there. So Mom, if I gave you a $10,000 check today, right? Where would most people put it?
Bank.
In the bank. Earning pennies, if that. And then taxes too. So imagine, right, how slowly, Mom, your money's growing if you have it in there for a long period of time. If like 20% just getting knocked out every year, right? Every year. So the good thing here, though, is it's liquid. You can access anytime without penalty unless it's in a CD or something, right? We don't even want to go there because I was just looking at CD rates, guys, and we're talking like, again, 0.01% and $10,000 minimum. That's so crazy, okay? If you think the bank has your back, think and look again, and I'm going to explain that to you, okay? And so in these tax now, right, taxable savings vehicles, you're going to have to pay capital gains tax, right? But like imagine for long-term goals, you may want to consider other options where you're more ahead. How are you more ahead? By paying less in taxes, right? By paying less in taxes. So you're keeping more of what you made. Yes, it's about how much you make too. That does matter. But what matters most really is the net, right? How much you're keeping. Gross is one thing. Net sometimes can be even grosser than the gross. I was explaining this to the kids yesterday, and Caden, I wrote down some of his quotes, and he was like, all of this is gross. I was like, I know, baby. And I'm going to teach you a better way. I'm going to teach you a better way, an alternative way, a way in which that you can supplement with what you're doing, right? So say you were making this and you did this, great. What else can I do? What are the other opportunities that are out there? You know? And so for me, living and working the corporate grind, I had a 401k, right? Maybe you have a 403b. Maybe you have a traditional IRA, okay? Those are tax later savings accounts, okay? Those are tax later. retirement accounts. They're all retirement, okay? So how does it work? You don't pay any taxes on it. It's completely tax-free until when, Mom?
Take out the money.
When you take out the money, exactly. And if you take it out after 59 and a half, there's no penalty, but you're going to have to pay it as income. So you're going to have to pay income tax on all your gains and contributions just as income. And what will that amount be, Mom, if you're going to retire, say, in 10 years or 5 years, 20 years or more? Oh, my little one's coming down. What will it be, Mom? What will those tax rates be? Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's okay to be confused. We should all be confused. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, Mom. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. We don't know, right? We don't know what it's going to be. So we'll just have to see. So you're kind of banking on uncertainty. You don't know. And then some people in their minds, Mom, think, well, I'm just going to be a Walmart greeter, by the time I retire. So I'll be at a lower income tax bracket. So then I can bet on paying lower taxes on my income as I withdraw this. And yeah, there's some truth in that, right? There's some truth in maybe that, maybe again, because we don't know what's going to happen. But that only applies if income tax brackets remain exactly the same today as it will be in 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 40 years by the time you retire. You could very much be at a higher income tax bracket making less money if it just raises, right? Mm-hmm. Got it? And so to me, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to push it out to an unknown amount. That's kind of scary. But what's the benefit? One of the benefits is, hey, if you're getting a match from your company, take advantage of it. Free money is a good thing, right? Free money's free money. Take advantage of the match. But anything over and above, you may want to consider other options. Making sense? Mm-hmm. Simple, right? Easy. So you got the taxable, which are like savings accounts, stocks, bonds, mutual funds. And then you got tax later, which are retirement accounts where it's completely tax-free until later. To a what amount, Mom? Unknown mystery. We don't know. And then the other option would be tax advantaged. Okay? And the IRS straight up profits the least in these accounts. They make the least amount of money in these accounts because you're paying your taxes now, banking on that you're going to keep all of it later. Okay, so how it works is you're going to invest after tax dollars, which means that you've already reported income on your money this year. Okay, and so you're going to invest after tax dollars into these accounts. That money grows tax-free and you can access it tax-free too. Got it? And so, as you can imagine, the IRS, it's like, we don't have as much control on this money. So what can we do to limit it? How can we restrict this or make it more restricted, right? And so there are really 3 main options when it comes to tax advantaged, Mom, right? And the very first one is a 529 college savings account. Mm-hmm. So if you need help with that, I can help you with that. And what's cool is the minimum is only $50 a month, which is great. So if you're a single mom even, right? You don't have too much to put away, but maybe you have that amount that you'd be happy to put away for your child long term. It's going to do better than your savings account, that's for sure. And it's tax exempt, right? So long as it's used for school, but it is restricted for school. And then you've got the Roth IRA. So the Roth IRA, it's also an individual retirement account, right? But it has the Roth in front of it, which means it's tax advantage, tax exempt. And you're investing after tax dollars. So what happens is that money grows tax-free and you can access it 100% tax-free. Okay? But there's limitations. There are limitations. If you make too much, you're overqualified and therefore you're disqualified. How crazy is that? The IRS is like, no, bro. No, you make too much. Give some to me. So, just in general, if you're filing as a single person, if you're making over 130, you make too much or you're phased out, right? If you're making about $200,000 as a married couple filing jointly, you're kind of ousted from an opportunity here. Okay, and what's crazy too, Mom, is that the max you can put away is only $6,000 a year. Compared to like a 401k in the 20,000s, right? Like it's kind of crazy. Like they trap you into like, oh, you could put more here. Why? Because we have more control over it. Because we're in $27 trillion of debt as a nation. And so this is where we have more control, right? Let's push you into putting more in this, because I can control more of the tax deferred, the 401ks, the 403bs, right? The IRAs. And so they're going to limit you on this end, right? Where the Roth IRA is. There are some good exceptions, Mom, though. Like if it's a first time home that you're going to buy, so long as you've had it in there for like 5 years, and you can take out 10,000. But how good is 10,000? What's 10,000 going to do for you? Maybe help you with your escrow fees, right? That still helps. I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying. But again, the minimum there is $50 a month. So I've helped some teenagers set up a Roth IRA for $50 a month. Sweet. I'm so proud of you kids, right? So proud of you kids. Imagine how a little bit can go a long way. Imagine if you started, right, in your teens and you just put away $50 a month. Oh my gosh, is it going to make a difference for you? That's what we want to do, right? That's what I want to do. I want to teach you from what not to do because I didn't know about it sooner, right? And then also what you can do now today that your future self is going to thank you for. Your future self is going to say, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you had an open heart and open mind and open up this opportunity for me to be way more ahead financially. You know, no one's going to thank you more than your future self. Right? Your today is going to say, oh no, I can't do this. Or can you? Or can you? Or can you? Right? And then like you said, Mom, paying yourself first. So important. I love what Grandma said, that she taught you. Yeah, if you make $10 an hour, put away $3. Don't even look at it. Pay yourself first, right? And so the other option, guys, so we've gone over the tax advantaged options. Number 1 being the 529 college savings plan, right? Number 2, the Roth IRA. Number 3, a lot of people don't know about this. And here are money secrets revealed. You guys ready for this? I know you guys already know, some of you, and some of you don't. And some of you that do, awesome. Get help. Get this working in your life, okay? Because if you have money in the bank, how about if I told you that I could help you with directly going where the bank puts your money? Oh. So where does the bank put your money? Have you ever thought about this? I know I did after I lost my dad. Right, Mom? And you told me the death benefit was completely tax-free. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to look into this because that seems scammy. That seems a little scary. I don't know about that. How do I know we're not just the only lucky ones? So I started digging. And I don't know about you, but I love doing research. I'm like the research crazy person that like really needs to get to the bottom of things. And I learned, guys, that the core measure of a bank's strength is in how much life insurance it owns. So if you got your money in the bank and you don't have it in what they're directly investing it in, which is life insurance, I hope that you'll have an open heart, an open mind to open up that door of opportunities to really getting your money working for you and your family. And we're not just talking a death benefit, right? Because that's scary. I get it. Right, Mom? It's kind of scary to talk about. I get it. But what if I can tell you, I'm all about like the sexy life insurance, the ones where you can access the death benefit while you're alive if you need to, or to build wealth under the umbrella of life insurance where it's tax advantaged. How about that? How cool is that? So here it is. There's a tax code, 7702 tax code. It says, hey, if you have a life insurance policy, right? You have a life insurance policy and you have cash value, which is like savings that's tied to it. Okay. That money grows tax-free and you can access it tax-free too. It just needs to be designed properly. And that's why it's really, really important. I got to tell you guys straight up right now, really important to work with an agent who knows what they're doing, who really understands this stuff. It doesn't have to be me, okay? You can get a second opinion from me. You're more than welcome. I'm here to serve and I'm here to educate. Okay, I'd be happy to do like a comparison and really break down the numbers because I love this stuff. Because you can get really creative. And thing is, a lot of people are starting to get into this industry not knowing what the F they're talking about. They don't get it. They took the words of the person they learned from who didn't do the due diligence and didn't do the research, you know what I mean? And hasn't really gotten down to the nitty gritty of what the plan is and the policy is. And then they're just selling those same words, right, to the next person, but they've never done the homework. I've seen it, guys. I've seen where people can go so wrong, you know? I've seen how like they've designed it in a way that doesn't serve the family. It could have been designed better to serve them for their goals, you know? So my first question would be like, hey, what's your goal with this? Obviously you want to protect your family, but like, do you also want to build wealth? Is that also important to you? Yes. Okay, awesome. Well, here are things that we can do to make sure and ensure that you can build more wealth too. Or let's say they're older, right, mom? Like your policy. So my mom, she did a 1035 exchange from her old policy, right, with Transamerica to also another product, right, with Nationwide. And what's cool is like we have access to 100 companies, which is so cool, so cool. So just because I'm with Transamerica, which I'm very proud of, we are #1 in female advisors for like the 7th year. What? I'm so excited. We have no quotas. Can your advisor say that, right? But anyway, the goal is here, I'm talking about my mom's policy. So her goal was protection and long-term care, right, mom? So you're older now, so it's like more expensive. Another thing you guys should keep in mind, the older you get, the more expensive it becomes. Okay? And also, as we get older, we're more likely to have more ailments, right? And health conditions, which makes it even harder for us to qualify. Okay? So I have people that want this stuff and, you know, they're either not healthy enough, you know, which then makes it more expensive, you know. But then I also have some people that are like have like say high blood pressure, you know, but then they still have a perfect rate class because as long as it's managed properly, you're good. I just helped someone that's like 55 years old and he has like, you know, high blood pressure, but then I was able to get him the perfect rate class, the best health class. So don't be afraid of having the conversation. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid because honestly, I was so scared. I was so scared and I knew that there was a tax-free death benefit. Even after that and learning from you, mom, I was still scared to have the conversation because I was like, I don't want to talk about this. But then I started learning about all the sexy living benefits where you could build wealth, right? Where you can access the death benefit, where you could add on long-term care to your policy in the most cost-effective way, you know, where you can draw from the death benefit while you're alive if you need to. And that's what you have, right, mom? Which is so cool. So we sit down and we have that conversation. We're like, okay, what's important to you? What is the purpose of this? Obviously, you want to protect your family, but do you want to protect yourself too? Is that important? Do you want to protect your wealth against taxes and the IRS and your favorite uncle? Just kidding, Uncle Sam, right? And so this money grows tax-free and you can access it tax-free for whatever you want. There are no restrictions like a 529. It can only be used for school, right? You can use it for whatever you want. So what would you like to use that money on, mom? Dream. Travel?
Yeah.
Travel would be good, right? We could use it for travel. You could use it for buy yourself a convertible, right? Get yourself a Lexus, whatever you want at that time. Start a business. Start a business. And so another cool thing about it and how we can design it, just to give you an idea, is that you can also add long-term care to the policy. And what's long-term care? Whoops, backwards. What's long-term care? Well, those are the 6 daily activities to living and being alive, right? Transferring, dressing, continence, eating, toileting. And I always forget the last one, but there are 6.
Dressing.
6. If at any time while you're insured, you're unable to perform 2 out of the 6, right? So 2 out of the, wait, am I doing this right? Let's just put
That's
these
7.
2 away. All right, out of 7, oh my gosh. So 2 out of 6, there you go. 2 out of 6, all right, then you're able to access the death benefit while you're alive. That's pretty cool, right? Say you're unable to perform 2 out of 6, you can access the death benefit while you're alive, up to 2% of it, up to 2% of it. So on my mom's policy, she has a $250,000 policy. So that means she can access $5,000 a month. $5,000 a month
When I'm still alive.
while you're still alive and you need it for long-term care needs. And here's the thing, 70% of women are going to need long-term care in their lifetime, okay, after age 65. And so it's so important to also work with an advisor, right, who has access to these solutions to build it into your plan. Not all of them do. And even if you did have an advisor that's out there, that's great. That's awesome. I'm glad you made it a priority. But it's so also very important, I feel, to always get a second opinion, whether that's on your health or your wealth, right? Get a second opinion or a third opinion. Always do that. And what's so cool about the policies that we have for long-term care is that $5,000, Mom, and you could do it for 2%, 3%, 4% now, which is cool. But let's say long-term care is 2% of your death benefit, right? That's $5,000 a month. What's cool about what we have access to, which has changed a lot, is that that $5,000 can be used for medical or non-medical. Medical and non-medical needs. Before, it would be on a reimbursement, right? Where you have to submit your receipts and prove that it was for medical purposes. Now you can use it for whatever you want.
You can pay for the people to take care of you.
You could pay for the people to take care of you. Say you have 5,000, but you really only need 3,000 to take care of you. The other 2 you could use for whatever you want. You could use it for your kids' school at that time if they're at a private school, right? You could use it for your rent, your mortgage. How cool is that? How amazing. And this comes out of what?
Life insurance.
Your death benefit. Exactly. It comes out of your death benefit. Oops, I can't spell. Death benefit. Okay? So it comes out of your death benefit. How cool. Not out of the cash value. Not out of this guy. Oh, this guy, okay? But out of this guy right here. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the living benefits. Those are the cool, sexy things that we can do to a policy to make it so much better, right? For people and for families. We even have single ladies out there who don't have kids. But because of the tax advantages with this, Mom, right? Because of the tax advantages of this and being able to get the long-term care, they're like, I love this. I need this. We had an attorney, Mom. Johanna had an attorney who's my mentor and business partner. She had an attorney who obviously makes too much money for the Roth. Makes too much money for the Roth. So what other option does she have? This. And so she's like, yeah, I'm going to do it. And she read all the terms of the agreement, Mom, because she's an attorney. So she read everything, came back a week later. I was like, okay, I love it. I'm going to proceed. So she proceeded, Mom. And she was of good health. In her 40s. And then just about a year and a half, 2 years later or so, she had a heart condition. A sudden heart condition, Mom. She needed a heart transplant. So she was able to use the long-term care in her policy. She was able to use the death benefit. Is that amazing?
Yeah.
Amazing. And now she's doing great. She's doing great. She's recovered and all that. And then I know that some people are scared. They're like, I know this is kind of crazy, guys. I know that there are some people that are so scared of life insurance. They think it's like, it's going to set them up for death or something. Let's be real, everybody. No one gets out of here alive, okay? Nobody gets out of here alive. And if that were true, that getting a life insurance policy is going to make you that much closer to death, take a look at GoFundMe. Take a look at GoFundMe. That is not a financial plan. You know what I mean? That is not a financial plan. And yes, does it help people? Yeah, but it's really important to have these conversations, right? Now what's so cool, Mom, is that I get to sit down and I get to help people with a proper plan. What is it you need? Is tax efficiency important to you, right? If it is, then here are some options for you. Could this serve you? Could this serve your family? I just helped a family, the entire family, all 4 kids, the parents too, and they're all so grateful. They're all so grateful, Mom, because they're like, oh my gosh, now we're protected. I wish we knew this forever ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wish we're protected sooner. We could have had way bigger, better policies, but hey, at least better late than never, right? Better late than never. And now it's like they all feel so much peace of mind, not just for themselves, but for each other too. So no family left behind, Mom. No left behind. And it's all about that, right? All in the love. So whatever you do, just love with all your heart, because it's going to lead to the most beautiful things that you probably never even imagined before. Like this for me and for my mom. Who knew that this was going to be my life purpose? To share, educate, and empower families and people to just take more control of their life, take more control of their time, right? Take more control of the opportunities that are out there. Just take more control, and you do that by educating yourself. You do that with an open heart. You do that, which then leads to an open mind, which then opens up so many doors that you don't even realize that maybe you're closing, that you're keeping closed because you weren't open, So I challenge all of you guys. Hi, Caillou. Caillou's on here too. So I challenge you guys all to just lead with a more open heart. We've all had our traumas. We've all been hurt before. We've all been rejected. We've all had our moments of disappointment where people have maybe done things that you never thought were possible, because it's like, I would have never done that. That is crazy. That is crazy that happened. But I'm choosing to lead with my heart because it's led me to so many amazing people, including all of you, all my teammates, my business partners, including my mom, right? And just like, it's just the most beautiful thing you can do. It's going to attract the same light. And yeah, of course, darkness is going to follow too. But just stay true to you. Just stay true to you and your heart, because it's going to lead you to the best things. I promise. I promise. That I know. It's going to lead you to the best things. Anything else you want to share, Mom?
That's it for today.
That's it
Thank
for today.
you for whoever come
Aww.
to listen to our story.
Thank you, guys. I hope you got a lot of value today. I hope you got tons of value, and we're here to help. We're here to serve. If you want a free financial plan, right, whether it be with me or even my business partner, I don't even have to be a part of that process. I understand everyone has a different relationship with money. I was the same. I had a really different relationship with money before. When I first got started, Mom, I couldn't even talk about it. I was so uncomfortable. Now it's like, it's so easy to talk about. Why? Because I have the financial confidence now. Why? Because I get it. The more we understand it, the less fear we have around it, and the more we're able to be in a place of empowerment, which means that you can empower others too. Okay? So we're here for you, winningforgood.com. Reach out anytime. I am here. Okay? Love you. Bye. And that's Alexa.